Good morning, online students. This is Dr. Buer coming to you on the 6th week of classes. We are over 1/3 done, so it's pretty exciting to have that milestone behind us. Hope that you're doing well on this President's Day. My kids are at home because they obviously don't have school today. So if you hear any caterwauling in the background, it's them. So don't be alarmed. Everything's okay. But I did want to get in touch with you this week as normal, just to let you know what's going on and to make sure we're all on the same page for this week. On a personal note, I began teaching a series on prayer yesterday in my Sunday school class, the adult Bible class that I teach at church. And I have to confess, I'm really challenged by it. Of course, as like many people, have struggled with maintaining a really rich devotional prayer life. And so it's challenging me to assess that part of my life a lot more carefully than I have in the past. But it's also such a broad topic. Just covering it from a biblical perspective is going to be a real challenge. But at any rate, what I wanted to do is just to encourage you to remain strong in prayer, to realize that we can always go to our Father for our needs, and that Christ intercedes for us in heaven. So I want to encourage you to pray this week for your classes, for yourself, for your classmates, and for your ministries, so that the Lord might bless. Okay, without further ado, let's dive into our material for the week. In NT104, we are working on the exegetical outline this week. And essentially, that's an outline of the ideas of a passage put into a particular wording in a particular structure. It's very closely related to the structural layout. So before you start the exegetical outline, you need to have revised your structural layout in accordance with the feedback that I gave you recently. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact me. I'm happy to help, but you've got to do that because what happens is the structural layout ports very, very directly into the exegetical outline. Now, there's not a one-to-one correspondence, but there is a strong relationship. So you've got to make sure that your structural outline is in good shape before your exegetical outline can be in good shape. The biggest difficulty you're going to have in doing the exegetical outline is what we call the subject complement statement. In essence, that's a technical way to restate the teaching of the passage such that it's clear and understandable. The basic way to think about this is that we're trying to explain and not just restate exactly what Paul is getting at. And that will involve a lot of factors. You'll have to, for example, think about very clearly what's the point that he's getting at, what's the topic. And just by way of warning, usually single word topics are not going to be sufficient. For example, many of you will want to create a statement, something like, Gentiles have moved from far away from God to near. Fair enough, but that implies that what Paul is doing is talking broadly about Gentiles. That's not the case. To be more precise, what we would need to do is to focus on exactly what has occurred, the change of state for the Gentiles from far to near, or something to that effect. In other words, you want more precision in these statements than you would normally have. These are meant to be technical. They're meant to be exact. And so think of explaining clearly and exactly what's going on in the text with more precision rather than less, and you'll be off to a great start. Well, I hope you have enjoyed this weekly video update. I hope it's helpful to you. Let me know if you have questions. Don't hesitate to contact me, and I'll look forward to interacting with you online. I hope you have a great week. Take care, and God bless.